You are the holy grail, the Magdalene. Woman, no need to search any longer.
Welcome to the Woman Arising podcast, hosted by Kathy Hartenstein and Zephy Devi, where we elevate and celebrate inspiring women on the rise. In this podcast, we talk to women from all walks of life about their soul's journey, the obstacles they overcame, and how they embody their feminine power. We hope to elevate women's place in the world, showcase their contributions, and provide inspiration for all women to rise to their fullest potential. Today, our guest is Marwa Qader, whose eclectic background spans many professions. Marwa's journey started with graduating from Mass Communications University with a degree in journalism. She then went on to become an Egyptian radio reporter and a theater and movie executive, director, and acting coach. She then moved to Kuwait and worked as a TV news presenter in one of Kuwaiti's satellite channels, then jumped into the desert in Siwa, Oasis, and established an agriculture company with her business partner, where they are creating green spots and implementing forester concepts for greening the world with local and international communities. She aims to create sustainability and spread awareness about saving the planet and Mother Earth, as well as increase biodiversity and the ability to live on our own food, water, and electricity. She is also dedicated to local communities by providing them with jobs and hiring planters from different places. Welcome, Marwa. It is our true pleasure to have you here today. We are excited to hear about your journey, all that you do for our planet, and the work you've done to uplift and empower women.
Welcome, Kathy. Welcome, Zephy. I'm really honored to be with you today. Thank you so much.
I'm very honored to have you because on our podcast, because, you're a dear friend of mine. We connected a couple years ago in my crazy, wild travels to Siwa. So I'm just, when I ended my tree that you welcome me to plant in your land, I was like, this is the place for us to be and to start a new journey and a new way of thinking. So thank you for being part of our podcast. So you are one of those women that really inspires me a lot because you jump from one thing to another. And we met over hot springs, by the way, just to let you guys know that we're hanging in the hot springs and talking how we met. So as this amazing woman that you did so much, and also as an Egyptian woman, when you hear women arising and coming from a culture that it's not as strict as the other countries, as the other Arabic countries are, because it isn't as strict. What do you think about that connecting to your culture when you hear women arising?
When I hear women arising, I feel like this is exactly what Egyptian women and Arab women specifically need, because in general, the people think that women are imposed, to not be here, to not allowed to have men jobs or be like a man, like there's no equality. While this is completely wrong perspective, because I think women all over the world, that she's special and unique and powerful. And for us as Arab, yes, we have a lot of the challenges because we have to face you have to marry, you have to get babies, you stick to the home, you need to work, your husband should, spare you. But actually, I think this time is gone. While there's still places in Egypt and villages and families still doing this, but I'm really glad when I see women as taking a very high position in the government, for example, like they're having ministries and professors, these kind of jobs that allows women to be here. All women are creative, and this is what I think. We more creative, be more emotional, and so this is how I feel when I hear women rising, because this is what every woman needs.
Yeah, thank you. And specific you that you have worked in the Arab countries, specific like Kuwait, and it was a men's, so that is just very interesting to hear that it's time for women all over the world to rise like that. So Thank you for that. That's I understand exactly what you're saying.
It's really great to be able to kind of highlight and showcase, women in different cultures that are really trying to make their way. And I feel like, when listening to your bio, like you really have an unstoppable energy about you and how you really are carving out new paths and creating opportunities for yourself, other women, and other people. And with that in mind, I'd love to hear a little bit about your life journey and how you got to where you are today, and how you went from being in theater and movies and TV and journalism to the environment, because that's a wonderful span.
Well, I've always wanted to be a journalist and a TV presenter, because I know from our perspective that the best journalists is that they are the best TV presenters. And and I always was curious about even the news and what is behind the story and everything. And actually, my study in the mass communication university, it is created my personality and the person that who I am today. But in the same time, I used to have like hobbies with theater, and we were like, very young people that we have the same crew. And I used to do it and I loved it, because working in theater is making you learn how to be with the team and working with your hands in everything. And I used to do everything related to the theater, from assisting the actors, making their makeup, their costumes, let them save their rules. I even act, you know. Um, but actually, I found myself more behind the scene that time, because I was only focused that when I have to be on spot, that I will be a presenter. So, and I actually used to sing since I was very, very little, and I love singing a lot. um, I worked as a journalist, but not for quite a long time, because um, I faced the reality that the journalism that you are studying is not the journalism that you are actually working on in reality. And I couldn't fit with certain um, how do you call it, principles to it. Um, so I followed my passion for the theater and cinema and directing, and I took courses. I was actually doing very good with my team and everything. And I used to do this for like 6 years almost. But beside that, I was also the radio reporter at that time, and actually I've learned a lot from my professors, or the reporters, that they were older than me. And then, yes, I moved to Kuwait, and I was struggling there a little bit, because I wanted to work only with what I want, with what I feel like to be a presenter. And it was very challenging for me as Egyptian in a Gulf country to do something like that. And actually, there was one time I had like a theta session with one of my friends, you know, and she told me that what happened in this session, that she found me is using my voice in peace. And for quite a while, they offered me a news program that is called the Peace News. Yeah. So I used to present this show for quite a long time. And I loved it. And I learned a lot. And my skills really got improved, and my voice was heard, and everything was really good. Um, but I still felt like I don't belong to this place, like I shouldn't be here. So I had a question, like, what if that this is something else? And then I visited Siwa after a few months, and I was amazed by Siwa and everything there. The nature, the desert, the sun, the lakes, everything was actually beautiful. And when I visited with my partner. He was actually my best friend from Holland. And once we were actually taking a land in the desert, and we opened the water. There was a well there, and the water would just uh, push like so strong. And then we liked it. We liked it. yeah, we can do a lot of things here because he was actually working on a concept work, called the forestier. And forestier is like to create the green spots in the world, especially in the desert. And with these green spots, we have to create communities that people would be able to plant and help this community to continue. Then I took the decision in like few hours or something that, okay, I am leaving Kuwait. I am coming to Siwa. So it was actually like less than a month that I was shifting, like, selling my car there, house, moving my stuff to Egypt, and just to jump into the desert. And actually, I know nothing about the desert. I know nothing. And only in 6 months, I was able to learn a lot about what is off-grid means, what is the solar system, how you make the waste management. It was a lot of things. Even my experience with planting was first time to plant. But to do that, we had to establish a company. So it's a Marsilia Salam company. And this company is for agriculture and creating these green spots that it's implementing the concept of first year. So with this company, we were able to hire people to get lands, to start to reclaim the lands and prepare it and make it livable. You know, of course, we have a lot of obstacles in Siwa, because what we are doing is actually complex. Because you have to integrate everything in one place. You have to help with the nature. You have to help with the locals. You have to reduce the waste. You have to increase the biodiversity. You have to teach people and change their mindset about the planet, about the environment. So actually, until now, we are actually doing good with our people. For example, the workers are learning and they are from local. And every time we are telling them that there's something going to happen, they are amazed. Like even the way that they are started to treat their waste in their houses, it's different, you know. And this is what we want. We wanted to change the mentality that people would be able to have this kind of awareness to live a healthy life. So back to the green spots. What we are doing now is to plant, you need people. And to get people, you need to make houses for them. Also, to create their own food and on water and on electricity. So everything is coming in one place. This is the circle that it should be. This is the solution for living a healthy and happy life. And having this sustainability of everything that you need, from your food, drink, everything.
I should say it's amazing that you were able to kind of jump into almost a new field, it sounds like, and really not only learn about it, but really do something about it, make that difference, create that sustainability. It was super exciting to hear that journey and that story, because I think a lot of times people maybe have the idea or the desire, but they don't always take all those steps to make it a reality. And being able to do that and to have this sort of fearlessness that you have, where you have an idea and then you go and you create it. I think that's just so exciting. I really relate to the theater part. That's my background. So I think you're right. Like that sense of community and team, and then how that translated into when you're doing sustainability, the same thing, that we're a team, that we're doing this together. And it's very exciting. And I'm wondering, as you did all of this and took these risks and, have had a very dedicated life to making the world a better place, both with having a peace program, which I love, and creating an environment that is sustainable. What were some of the obstacles that you had to overcome? What were the things that really shaped and defined you along the way, that were things that you learned from?
We started to hire a team. we started to hire like architects, and they are women. We hired also a biodiversity researcher, and she's a woman. The women are coming on the way. Also, the hard work is requiring the workers, but the other stuff that they really have to be in the desert. Look, I don't actually think that we have obstacles more than that we have like a time challenge. We know all that we are not going to witness any green world in our life or our children or even grandchildren or anything. But we decided that we have to enjoy the journey and enjoy trying it. The thing is that sometimes you have to go through specific rules with the government. So this is something with obstacles that we might face also. But other than this, I can't actually see that we have this kind of obstacles that it will stop us, because everything is happening even for a delay or something, because anything that it's out of our hands, we actually deal with it very good. We deal it with with wisdom and patience, and trying to keep to stay motivated and everything. But of course we have some kind of how do you call it, the people that they think that we're crazy, what they are doing. Why you are doing this in the desert? Why in Siwa? Then I keep telling them, actually, Siwa who called us. I didn't choose Siwa. And actually, when I visited, I never been there before. So, and after that, we found out that everything is really nice in Siwa, and people are nice. The locals are friendly and kind. And I am thinking that actually the universe is keep making things easier for us. The other things that, yeah, you might face disease, infections in the trees, in the plants, but these things that we have to deal with it or in an organic way. And we have this pest control organic, because we are promoting the organic food. We stop the people to use poisons. We taught our planters and workers to stop using poisons, because they used to, of course, in their lands and where they were working. But this is not happening in our lands at all. As I told you, that we are working on increasing the biodiversity, and we have to find out how to fight everything biological, So this kind of things and it's actually interesting, because you can see the results. You can see if you fail or if you succeed, So we keep trying.
That's great. And I love that you're along for the journey, and like what you can learn along the ways, and to make all those small, subtle shifts, that it's really something that is a long-term process and project, which is great.
Yes, it is.
You're so brave to kind of jump into things that maybe you didn't know, or take some of these risks. How did you become brave? Like, what was it in you? Was it something you learned as a young person? Like, where did that come from?
Actually, I asked myself this question, but I found out that I used to try different things from scratch every time, because like many people before that, I felt like, where do I belong to? What do I want to do in this life? What is my purpose? What I'm looking for? What is my passion? And I was trying out things, and everything that I was trying, it was actually adding value to me. But at the end, I found out that this is not what I want. But I've always dreamed that I would have my own farm and my own house, and I live with my own food and everything that, and I would be running like a hotel and everything. So actually, everything just came integrated and connected into one thing. And actually, it came faster even than I expected. I think I was always there to jump into and try out things, and I was never looking back. Never ever. I wasn't looking back. I never felt sorry or sad about that, why I didn't continue in this way, why I didn't take this way, no, even while I was watching my colleagues and my friends are really um, succeeded in things and, focusing on one thing that you were really good at. But I found, I think I'm this kind of person that he likes to do many things, and I have the ability to do several things. And I think this is something that one of my strengths, because there are people that they are only good in one thing that they always know about in their own life, and I never saw myself like this. I never saw myself to stick to a company or working behind a computer, or spending this kind of hours every day as in the week. I never saw myself. I saw myself as free. And yes, I had a lot of disappointed moments in my life, and this is also needed. It's healthy also to be sad, right? It's healthy to not be positive all the time, because you have your own things that you have to deal with. And then I decided that I will never look at or put in my consideration what people would think about me, or what they have about me in their minds. What are the judgments about me? They would think that I'm a failure. They would think that I'm, not doing enough, or I don't fit here or there. But I know the value of myself, and I know what my capability, and I know my power. And I know that I am the person who would really make something different in this life. So this is what I believe, and I think I am doing it. And I think whenever I speak about how did I jump from this to this, and there are friends and people that I know, especially women, they are telling me that I'm inspiring them. And even this word is enough for me, Yeah.
Absolutely. I just love this idea of that sense of your own power and your own worth. And that really has been your guiding force, even when you come up against disappointments, like you said, or obstacles. And I guess, forging your own path, and certainly, like we've discussed a little bit in the past, some of the places that you work, there were more avenues for men, and you are sitting here creating new avenues for women. But as a woman, did you ever come up against obstacles when you were sort of trying to knock down some of those doors, or did you see that happening in your communities? Society doesn't always make space for women, right? A lot of times men tend to dominate, and there's sort of that level of sexism. And I'm wondering if you saw that happening. And it's interesting because when you went to Siwa and probably created your own thing and, really were able to shape it, but maybe prior to that, were there issues that you came up against that you had to keep claiming that power?
Yes, I understand what you mean as a masculine theory or ideas for men about women, that you would only see you as a body, and they don't care about your mentality. They don't care about your voice. They don't care about your personality or the person who is. So yes, I face this a lot, actually, a lot. And actually, I used to run away whenever I faced something like that. But after I started to understand my rights and understand um, uh, my value, and understand the person who I become, I started to fight it. You know, I started to fight it, and this is when I decided that I wouldn't care about anyone think who or how I am, because this is only in their sick minds. This is only in their very tiny consciousness that they have. Like they have to shut you up, because why are you arguing? Why are you talking? Why you have an opinion? You know. But actually, this is not happening in my family, and I'm very grateful for that. Yes, because my father actually was very keen to let us take our degrees and be very educated and have our own path and career and everything. But whenever I see women that the community or the men are trying to, you know, shut her up or trying to take her rights out of her. And actually, I want to tell you something that in 2016, I think, I found out that my purpose in life, that I want to have an entity for women and children, but they got violent, physical and verbal, in their life. And this entity should protect these women and we should heal them. And from them, they can start to find, or we offer them opportunities to work in something and they have their own project, empower the kids and let them have a very good education and learning something that would help them in the future. And when I met Marcel and I found out that we would create a community and we are going to do these things, then I said, oh my God, then the goal that I wanted to do actually is fitting this concept. And the thing is, Siwa is different for women, for locals, because they are not allowed to be actually out of their homes. So, but there's a lot of other women that they are from other cities, whether they are Arab or European, that they are living in Siwa, and these women, we are trying to have some kind of cooperation with them. For example, there's a woman that she's working with silver, and she has a lot of women working with her. So we are supporting her with that. That we can do some kind of support with their work. But in the long run, yes, we will have this kind of women empowering and have a good life. And Marcel also is very keen that we can have a balance between the women in the community and the men, because he doesn't want that men be over the women. No, you want them to be really equal. So, and he's encouraging women a lot also, and this is something that I really like about him doing this. So yeah, this is the kind of also challenge.
Wow.
That's really amazing, because I know the balance that you create, and I know you very well, and I see that masculine and feminine in your life, like Marcel and you guys have created this incredible community in Siwa, and I love it. I love Siwa myself. I can see me as video on the line in a couple of years. You never know.
You will.
But also, that is the desert has such a divine feminine energy with the lakes and the water and the sand and the fire. And you also uplift women. When I first met you and you introduced me to the architects, and there were 4 women around you as we sat in this beautiful little tent and we talked about the creation and everything. It was amazing. So how do you feel about your divine feminine? Where you see your inner divine feminine taking you, because you're such a powerhouse.
Well, never asked this question before, but I think it's about how to make people together, and making sure that they are not having or facing any kind of problems or challenges, not challenges, but problems that it would make them feel that they are disappointed or losing their self or losing their ways. I think because from also my previous work, I used to have this kind of making people feel better, and I actually don't know how I'm doing this, but I think I'm doing this. Um, working in the nature and in the desert and waking up every day, that facing the lake and everything, it's itself, how do you call it, that it's like charging your soul. It's giving you the confirmation that you are doing the right thing. And also this is itself for me is enough, because there was time that I really was feeling that I don't want to leave the place. I don't want to go back to Cairo, for example. I don't want to I want to stay there. I'm stuck there. And I felt that this is giving me a lot of freedom and healing itself that I felt for that while. That it was really amazing. I think what I'm doing as a woman, yeah, it's more like how I am making these people to be together and with us, and also attracting more people that would that they are believing in what we are doing, because we are also getting volunteering from Europe, you know, and they are also feeling amazed every time, and they keep telling us that we want to come back and be part of this community, because they can feel even the energy of the place and of the concept, and of us as a creators, and we like it. We just like it. Yani we hope that we would be really surrounded with people that they are really, really keen about living a healthy life and love to help and wanted to be adding value to this community. Now,
Yeah, that's amazing, because I know what you do, and I've been there, as I said before. I don't want to keep repeating myself because I love Siwa and say the same thing over and over again. But you also, have put so much effort, and that's what I really want to ask you, to really take the feminine into how do you say, um, into you, to just kind of wrap her and protect her, and really give her, not just a job as an architect, which is a really respectable job, but because she's a woman, she might not get that respect if she's in, say, for example, in Cairo, but also the woman in Siwa. And to me, that is the divine feminine. That is the feminine that opens up her arms and says, all the women are welcome, no matter who they are, and I will take care of it here. So I think you also have that energy of the divine feminine that is just, well, it's kind of like a spiritual term, the divine feminine, that we say in our Western world. but, but you are in a land that is very feminine and very powerful. So what is an advice that you can give for all those women you want to gather and help them through? What it would be like an advice you can give them?
okay, I think women can be all in together, have common things in a lot of things, but also a lot of women that they have different uh, positions and situations. But for the women that they are really able to take this kind of risk and be out of the matrix and be out of the comfort zone, and they are able to explore and discover themselves, and no matter how your parents are going to tell you that you have to get married, you have to get married, you have to get married, no, actually, I used to have this conversations. My parents were like a lot, you know. But inside of me, I know, no, this is not what I want. I don't want this, I want to know Marwa more. I want to see how Marwa is going to do. I want to see how Marwa is going to success without a man. My advice to women, that they should know that they are powerful more than that they think. They should know that they have a lot of ability, a lot of strength, a lot of capability to do multitask, because this is how God created us. He created us as mothers, sisters, daughters, working, doing everything. Everything. We can do we can do a lot of things in one time, So, and we should discover and go back into this kind of powers inside of us, inside of our feminine part, because this is what's giving life. We are giving life. We are giving life for everything. We are making homes. We are making families. We are supporting men in everything, Yes, we need them, of course. Of course, we need them, certain points. But, they have their own role and we have our own role. And our role, I see that our role is really how you call it? It's really um, great, you know, because because sometimes I imagine if there is no woman in this world, how it will be.
No creation.
No,
They can't create. No one can create anything without us.
yes, exactly. But yes, I think every woman and every girl that they should really seek what they feel, and they have to listen to their inner inner voice. You know, this is how it should be. And for time, I kept ignoring my inner voice, and I wanted just to do like whoever is doing. You know, sometimes. But this was in a very very long time ago before I started to understand things. But deep down, I know that this is not me. They want me to be like that, but this is not me. I am someone else. I am different. And I know that I'm different. I know that I'm special. And I know that I'm unique. You know, every woman is special. Every woman is a healer. Every woman deserves it to have a lot of respect, a lot of appreciation, a lot of love also. But it's starting with we love ourselves first, and we value ourselves first. And after that, it will be reflected to the others, you know. But yes,
You're absolutely right. That is really words of wisdom that we can, give to the younger women, and specific you, that you've been through the Arab world as an Egyptian woman, which is a little bit different, because people don't understand the difference between what is to be in the Arab world and what is to be an Egyptian, and I know the difference, but it's such a beautiful advice to give to women to find who they really truly are and then move on. It doesn't matter if we're Arabs, Greeks, Americans, we all the same. We all carry the same energy. It's just in different languages and in different colors and in different shapes, that's the beauty of a woman, correct? That is the beauty of
yes,
the woman. Also, it's like learning how to take care of ourselves through this whole process, correct? So I know one way either you take care of yourself daily, if you're in Siwa, you try to go to hot springs, as I do. If we can do that every day, and the whole day will be happy. But what else do you really take care of yourself so you can feel very constantly connected, because you're in the land all day long, you're in the heat all day long, the Siwa is hot, and so, at night we'll come out to go to hot springs. But what would you say that you do things to take care of you, to keep you inner feminine so strong and so powerful?
I think it's with the meditation, with asking the right questions, with the reading, and having certain kind of sessions with my friends that they are also using some kind of healing techniques. And whenever, even if I feel like I need, an advice, or why is this happening, so I can find it. Um, but believe me, Zaifi, I when I'm Siwa, I am busy from the morning till I go to sleep. I have no idea, because you have to go to the locations, you have to see the planting, you have to see the process, you have to see the construction, you have to be in the office for the team. So it's always busy in Siwa. In the beginning, when I first jumped into it, I was more in the desert, in the lake, on the lake, sorry, and doing my own meditation for myself. And it was very beautiful. I hope I can go back to this again.
You will, because it's just sometimes the projects take over for us. They become a bigger entity than us. But you do take care of yourself. And I see you even, a couple months ago that I was there, how your beauty and your energy emanates, even for the 2 minutes that I saw you, because we just spend a lot of time. We spend an hour together. But that, to me, it was a very, it takes a lot of respect to see how you deal with Siwa, and how you respect it, and how much you love it, and how much you love the women around you, and carrying that in you. project. And to me, it's an honor to actually have you here and actually for you to
Me
be.
too. Me too. Me too.
No, I love you. I always speak my truth.
I love you too.
Uh,
I love you too. Steph,
it,
thank you so much. It was really and really really nice to be with you both, and I've been asked questions that actually I didn't before, so it was quite very interesting to see how questions again create an answer. So
yeah.
yeah, and continue. I continue doing Woman Arising, and we can do one podcast from Siwa, for example, and let's see how it will be. You know, it will be very also special and unique.
Yeah, next time I get we put something together and we get Kathy to show up to see what.
Yes,
I would love it. I mean, I'm so deeply impressed by your passion, your commitment, your fearlessness to create the world that you want to live in that you are, and that level of dedication. I liked how you said, when I'm working, it's from morning till night, right? And you show up and you do that, but that in doing that, you are really making that shift to this more feminine way of living and really awakening that divine feminine, because we are really talking about loving the planet, right? And finding our nurturing through the planet, really creating a community where we're equal, where we're connected, where we're helping each other to survive. And that's really the direction that can make a really huge difference in the future. And you're doing it in the middle of the desert, right? That's not the most hospitable place sometimes to do that. And you're showing that even in that place that we think is the hardest part to do something like that, it's possible. And I think that that's a big inspiration for women all over the world to realize that, because I think sometimes we stop ourselves before we even begin because of whatever we perceive those difficulties to be. And for you to say, if you can let go of that and just begin and just do it, sort of the miracles that can come out of that are really, really powerful.
I got a lot of miracles. I got a lot of miracles actually, Cassie, online. And I'm so grateful for that. Thanks God.
Yeah. And so for my final question for you, I'd love to just hear, if you have any, Zephy asked you a little bit about advice you have for women, but what do you wish somebody had maybe told you as a young person that you wish you had known that's kind of become your credo for life, the thing you believe in?
Wow, this is a very good question, actually. I wish that if someone told me that I have to have faith and believe in myself. So I think, yeah, this is what I wanted to hear, that I am able to take my own decisions without interfering from others, that I am able to find my own way, and I am able to believe in myself and listen to my inner voice. Yeah, I wish that, because I didn't have it. I didn't have it back then.
That is beautiful. And if people wanted to get in touch with you or to connect with you or support some of the work that you're doing, how can they do that?
I think it's on my Facebook, through my Facebook. Yes, they can find me easily. Also, Marcia Salam is on Facebook if they wanted to connect with us, and I can provide with everything. Right.
I'll
Yeah.
make sure that's posted for everybody to connect, because I think a lot of people might want to support it, learn about it, see how they could, really create something like that for themselves.
We are really welcoming everyone that he thinks or she thinks that they would add value and they would like to be part of what we are doing and get benefit of living in this kind of life that many people really wish for, so they can have this feeling of freedom, and they are able to do their own without depending on any outsources.
I love that. And I cannot thank you enough for joining us today, being part of this wonderful Woman Rising community. I can't think of anybody more emblematic of that. So we're really thrilled, and I definitely now want to go to Siwa.
You have to. You have no choice. Now, please come in November, December, January, February, March. That's it.
And just let our audience know, see what it really calls you. And I feel the calling there every time. That every time I get to go, I know she takes me in and she just, they are to heal me and take care of me and everything. So, and I know you do the same thing.
I'm really grateful and thank you so much. It was an honor to see you both and having such a nice and interesting conversation. Looking forward to see you again. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Woman Arising, where we celebrate the resilience, wisdom, and power of women on the rise. Remember, when women rise, we all rise. If you're ready to embark on your journey of empowerment, sign up for our mailing list at womenarising.com and join our community of strong, inspiring women. To connect with Zephy Devi and ignite your inner fire, visit zephydevi.com and sign up to get your free tantric meditation. Let Zephy illuminate your path, helping you discover the magic and power that reside within you. To connect with Kathy Hartenstein and claim your spectacularness, visit createmorebliss.com and sign up for a free 30-minute consult call where she can help you break through your emotional blocks to success. Let Kathy be your guide on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Thank you for being a part of the Women Arising community. Together, let's continue to uplift, inspire, and empower women everywhere. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and keep embracing the divine feminine power that resides within you.
You are the holy grail, the Magdalene. Woman, no need to search any longer.